5-year-old children in Japan possess the ability to focus continuously on one activity for 45 minutes. While many parents around the world are helpless when it comes to keeping their children sitting still for more than 5 minutes, this profound difference does not come from genetics, but is directly determined by the method of activating the brain during the golden window of the first 5 years of life. Data from 2024 from Tokyo Medical University proves that the group of children who accurately applied the 6 core lifestyle habits of the Japanese achieved concentration, memory, and logical thinking abilities up to 40% superior by the age of 7. Notably, this model completely says no to expensive curricula, flashcards, or brain training software. Instead, the Japanese thoroughly optimize the most basic lifestyle habits, which cost nothing but bring results that completely overturn conventional parenting theories. Building a child's thinking structure and natural reflexes depends entirely on the parent's discipline in maintaining these habits continuously every day, turning them into a natural lifestyle rather than a series of stressful exercises. The first foundational factor to mention is protecting sleep absolutely. In Japan, the sleep of young children is considered an inviolable category, with no reason such as the family's entertainment schedule, social events, or family gatherings being allowed to interfere with or change this daily routine. Children from 1 to 5 years old in this country are always guaranteed to sleep enough from 11 to 12 hours each night, a number far superior to the average of only about 9 hours among children in Western countries. Research from Osaka University points out the nature of this process. Deep sleep is the only time when the brain filters, reorganizes information, and transforms daytime real-life experiences into long-term memories. When sleep is shortened or the sleep schedule is disrupted, the cycle of consolidating neural connections immediately breaks, directly damaging the speed of completing brain structure. Japanese parents maintain their children's bedtime strictly, establishing a fixed biological reflex that is not affected by adult convenience. A brain fully recharged through deep and long sleep will operate at the highest efficiency, helping children easily master emotions, increase reaction speed, and extend their attention span when interacting with the world. Sleep is never a variable that can be adjusted flexibly. It is the prerequisite condition for shaping a sharp mind. The next factor is maintaining the habit of direct contact with the natural environment for at least 1 hour every day, regardless of weather changes. The Japanese do not limit this space to artificial playgrounds with preset equipment. They actively take their children to natural parks, forests, rivers, streams, or any open space with soil, sand, and wild plants for children to freely explore. Scientific data from Kyoto University has proven that the natural environment has the ability to directly affect and change gray matter density in the cerebral cortex. When children move outdoors, concentrations of stress hormones drop sharply, freeing up space and energy for the prefrontal cortex to develop. This is the central brain region that controls the entire ability to focus, analyze logically, and make decisions. Letting children freely dig soil, climb, pick up stones, or wade through water is not a useless form of entertainment, but a chain of continuous stimulation that helps the gross and fine motor nervous systems mature. While many places consider going outdoors an activity dependent on good weather, the Japanese view nature as a biological need that must be met every day like food and water. Adapting to the natural environment helps children form a strong vestibular system, the core foundation for sitting still and focusing intensely later. The third habit plays an extremely crucial role in the digital age, which is establishing strict limits on time spent exposed to electronic devices. Japanese parents apply the no-screen rule for all children under 3 years old, and a maximum limit of 30 minutes per day for the group of children from 3 to 6 years old. This number creates an enormous gap compared to the average of 4 to 6 hours of screen time per day among children in other industrial countries. Imaging diagnoses through MRI scans in Tokyo have provided undeniable physical evidence. Excessive screen use before the age of 5 causes serious reduction of white matter in subdivisions responsible for language, abstract thinking, and reading comprehension ability. These are completely real physical injuries to brain structure, not merely behavioral warnings. Although using tablets or phones is a quick solution to keep a child sitting still, the Japanese firmly reject this short-term convenience. They understand that every minute a child looks at a flat screen is a minute the nervous system is deprived of the opportunity to activate through the three-dimensional movements of real life. Passive stimulation from fast-moving images on screens exhausts children's dopamine, making them no longer able to be patient with activities that require deep thinking in reality. The fourth habit focuses on continuously providing multidimensional sensory experiences. Every day, Japanese children are encouraged to interact physically and directly with materials that have different roughness, softness, flexibility, and properties such as water, sand, mud, clay, dough, or helping parents with cooking and taking care of plants. Neuroscience from Nagoya University explains that using the hands to directly knead and shape matter will simultaneously activate the sensory cortex, the motor area, and the logical thinking area. This state is called integrated learning, where different brain regions are forced to connect and transmit information at high speed, thereby creating durable neural networks with superior flexibility. Electronic toys or touchscreen apps are completely powerless in simulating these complex tactile signals. A child feeling the stickiness of mud, the resistance of water, or the elasticity of a lump of dough brings original sensory data, helping the brain build a worldview accurately and deeply. This is a form of comprehensive experiential learning, helping naturally strengthen spatial thinking and problem-solving ability in the most natural way. The 15th habit is carrying out high-quality face-to-face interactions. Japanese parents set aside fixed periods of time during the day to communicate with their children with complete focus, absolutely without the presence of distracting devices such as smartphones. Studies from Tokyo Medical University indicate that the amount of direct two-way conversational language a child hears and responds to before the age of 5 is the most accurate measure of the development of the temporal lobe, directly determining vocabulary and future academic ability. The key point here is the two-way nature of the conversation. Children passively hearing language from television, radio, or pronunciation apps has absolutely no value in stimulating thinking. The child's brain only truly establishes new connections when it must actively receive sound, analyze meaning, process information in the cortex, and control the speech organs to provide a response. Japanese parents always lower their center of gravity to be at eye level with their children, listen patiently, and continuously name and describe the surrounding world with short, clear sentences. Maintaining physical presence while the mind is busy scrolling through social media is a common mistake, eliminating the linguistic nutrition that the child's brain deserves to receive. Direct, warm, and continuous interaction is the most powerful catalyst for nerve cells to grow. In addition, the 6th core habit is encouraging regular physical movement, releasing energy through natural movements to optimize the comprehensive development of the brain. This entire system of 6 habits operates based on a consistent and overarching educational philosophy. The first 5 years of life are the stage of maximum focus on building the brain's hardware foundation, absolutely not the time for stuffing academic knowledge. The Japanese actively eliminate all kinds of flashcards, early writing exercises, or smart child education programs that artificially stimulate thinking. Instead, they devote all resources and time to establishing a standard daily routine around deep sleep, free movement in nature, technology control, tactile exploration, and direct conversation. Long-term tracking data all agree that children who experience a childhood rich in physical experiences and free movement always make strong breakthroughs in academic achievement when entering formal education. Their brains are organized in an orderly way, functional regions reach even maturity, and they have a much better ability to withstand pressure than children who are forced to be exposed to books too early. When the brain's hardware has been prepared in the strongest way possible, absorbing any academic knowledge at a later stage becomes easy and achieves optimal effectiveness. Eliminating artificial pressure to return to training scientific lifestyle habits is the shortest and most sustainable path to preparing for a child's outstanding future.